Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story, man. I was leveling Dark Knight. Now, I redacted this just because I don't want any ass hurt person to say that I'm like flaming them or whatever. So I'm just going to tell you the story. So I'm leveling Dark Knight. I don't even have the chat open. I'm just chilling in Discord and I'm just running through the dungeon, right? Like we just do a pull. I die like 3 times, man. I'm not even kidding. On the first pull, dead. Second pull, dead. Third pull, dead. I'm not even kidding. And I don't say anything. Okay, I don't say anything in the entire dungeon. But in Discord, I'm like, man, this... In Discord, I'm a little mad. Well, not mad, but I'm annoyed, right? So then we get to the final boss, and I just go. You know what I mean? I just go. And of course, someone is in the cutscene, okay? Now, I'm going to say this right now. If you are wanting to watch the cutscene in a dungeon, then you need to do the trust. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you go in with other people, they do not have to adhere to your bullshit. Okay, that is why they put the trust in the game. So if you want to watch the story and take your time, then you can go with the fucking trust. Okay, don't fucking queue in and expect people to just adhere to you. That's stupid. I'm just gonna go, bro. They put the trust in the game specifically for that reason. Anyway, so of course, someone's in the cutscene and I don't notice, right? Because I'm on autopilot. I'm on farm mode. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I pull and the guy's like, bruh, you serious? Your healer and other DPS were in the cutscene. Now I don't actually care if I die. Like if I pull and they're in the cutscene and I die, then that's on me. But then they were like, die on your own. So I was like, and keep in mind, I'm not looking at the chat, okay? All right. And then this guy's like, I ain't doing shit. I am not helping in any way because of your attitude. I haven't said anything the entire fucking time. And then the guy's like, no, I'm not participating because of you, because I do a ready check, right? And then the guy's like, you legit ran in without the healer. And at this point is when I check the chat. I'm like, what the fuck? Like when I see the ready checks only 3 out of 4 or whatever, I'm like, what the fuck? So then I check it and I'm like, what is going on? They vote to abandon. Okay, we're at the last boss, by the way. And they're like, abandon duty. We will do this with new, more cooperative people. Like, we were at the last boss. They didn't kick me. No, that's the thing. They didn't kick me. If they were to just kick, like, here's the thing. Whenever I go into like a pug or anything like that, I just expect the worst. If as a group, they were like, no, fuck this guy, we want to watch the cutscene, then that's 3 against 1. Then I just have to get kicked. Later. That's it. Like I'm not going to hold it personal or anything, right? But I didn't say anything. I didn't say a single thing this entire dungeon. I wasn't even looking at the chat. Like I didn't even have my chat up throughout the entire dungeon until I saw the vote abandon or whatever. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? So I saw the vote abandon, then I did a ready check. I'm like, what? So then I check it. And then like the healer's like, no, I'm not going to pull. And I was so annoyed. And you know why I was annoyed? Okay, let me tell you why I was annoyed. I was not annoyed at this healer. I want to be perfectly clear. I was not annoyed at this healer. I was not annoyed at the party. They didn't do anything. If it's 3 versus 1, then that's fine. Just kick me or, whatever. That's fine. I'll just queue up again. It's whatever. What I was mad about was how fucking much Dark Knight sucks ass in dungeons, dude. Dark Knight is at the bottom of the fucking barrel. It is so trash. Like, its damage is not any higher, and it just fucking dies to everything, man. If a healer dies, you die. Dark Knight is beyond bad in dungeons. Like, it's beyond bad. Now, I know people are like, oh, but it's just a dungeon, boo-boo, he-boo. Even in a dungeon, Dark Knight should not be that bad. Every other tank can solo every boss in a dungeon, but can Dark Knight? Absolutely not. Dark Knight just sits there and gets fucked up because it sucks, because it's trash. It's so bad, and no one can argue that. That's a fact. No, it's not the problem that Warrior is so fucking good. No, that's not the problem. You can solo bosses on Gunbreaker. You can solo bosses on Paladin. You cannot solo a boss on Dark Knight. Not from 100%. Maybe like if it's at 5% or some shit, dude. The only bosses you can solo are the ones that don't fucking auto attack you, man. Okay? Dark Knight is miserable in dungeons, man. And there's no reason that it needs to be that bad, man. Like, Dark Knight should be able to take care of itself. If the other tanks can take care of themselves, why can't Dark Knight? Did you guys know that Dark Knight back in the day, it used to have more self-sustain than Warrior does right now? Did you guys know that? You had this ability called Dark Arts. So basically, Dark Arts would buff certain abilities. And back in the day, you know the skill Abyssal Drain? Well, that was a GCD, and you could spam it. And when you cast Dark Arts, and then you Abyssal Drain, you would heal for 100% of the damage dealt. It was badass. And then they took that away. And then now it's just this husk of a job that it is. It's just fucking awful, miserable pile of shit that it is now. Dark Knight was so much better back in the day. Anyway, while these players were like petty, I wasn't actually mad at them. I was pissed because Dark Knight sucks so much. What happened? We vote abandoned. We're at the last boss. Instead of just killing the boss, they wanted to vote abandoned. And I'm just like, bruh. Keep in mind, I didn't say anything the entire dungeon. No, they were not fine. No. I don't have to let people watch the cutscene. No. I absolutely do not. If you want to do that, then you do the trusts. End of discussion. That's a full stop. Whenever you play with other people, you have to expect that they are not going to play the way you want to play. No. You can take me all fucking day, man. But if I'm in a dungeon with you, I am going full speed all the way. Fuck your cutscene, man. Okay? If you want to watch the cutscene, you do the trust. No, it's not rude. It's rude for you to expect me to want to watch the cutscene. It would be different if there weren't trust in the game. If there were trust not in the game, then it would be more of like a courtesy type of thing. Okay? Dude, I don't give a fuck if it's day one, man. You know what I do? Whenever I want to just go through the story, I use the trusts. You are not going to convince me that I have to let people watch the cutscene. Absolutely not. If you want to watch the cutscene, do the trust. That's it. That's full stop on that shit. Whenever you play with other people, you have to expect that people are not going to play your way. Just like me, if we got to the end of the dungeon and they wanted to kick me because I just went in, then I have to accept that. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to personally be upset at them. But at the same time, I'm not going to just sit there and wait. If you want to do that shit, then you do the trust. That's why the trusts are in the game, man. If you want a single player experience, then you do the trust. That's it. That's end of discussion. You may not like that, but that's how it is. I understand my argument applies to me. That is literally why I said that if I just go, I'm not going to get upset if they want to kick me. Like, are you guys not listening to me? Some of you are just so closed-minded and such pussy mentality, man. No, let them watch the cutscene. No, everyone deserves to watch the cutscene. Dude, they literally put a system in the game to where if you want to do that on your own, you can. How can some of you even say to not use the trust? Sometimes I'll use the trust even if I'm just blasting because the trusts are better than some players. If you want to do a single player experience, then you do that. That's literally why it's there. You guys can agree with me or not agree with me. It doesn't matter because it's fact. They've literally said this too. If you want a single player experience, do the fucking trust. My point is do not expect everything to go your way unless you use the trust. Here's the thing. People go in with the wrong expectations, man. Whenever we do the story on stream, I don't even entertain the idea of going in with random people because if I'm going to do the story on stream, I'm going to obviously watch all the cutscenes in a dungeon. So I'm going to use the trust. The only way that I'm not going to use the trust is if you guys go with me, but you guys already know, like it's like basically it's a shared mentality going in that I'm going to watch all the cutscenes. And honestly, if you guys just pull the fucking boss, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to care. I don't care. Just get the fucking dungeon over with. But I typically will use the trust because it creates a better atmosphere for the story, right? Because you're using characters that are in the story. So if I'm going to watch all the story, then I want to use the trust. Like I like the trust. So it never even enters my mind that, oh, I want to watch the cutscenes. I better queue up. Who the fuck does that? I want to watch the cutscenes, so let me queue up with random idiots? What is wrong with you guys? Normal people? No. Let me ask you guys a question. Why don't you use the trust? You guys are severely over-exaggerating how slow trusts are. Like, I feel like there's this huge misconception where the trust you take like an hour. And that's not even true. And also, dude, the trust rarely fucking wipe. Like, rarely. I have never wiped on, like, using the trust. I've done the trust without tank. Some of you in chat are severely over-exaggerating how bad the trusts are. The trusts are better than some players. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's sad to hear, but it's true. The thing is, if you go in a pug, you have to expect that things are not going to go your way. Just like with this example, right? So I'm just going to play how I play. And if they don't like it, that's fine. That's totally fine. They have the right to kick me. They have the right to, like, if it's outnumbered 3 against 1, then I get kicked and I queue up again. But my point is expecting players to warp the way they play to fit your needs is idiotic. Little bald bitch attitude, little bald bitch attitude. So either they help you or they can ignore you and you waste everyone's time. You're basically forcing them to. No, because I can make that argument too. They're wasting my time by watching the cutscene. There's a clash. They want to do something one way. I want to do something another way. How you resolve that clash depends on the group. They can either kick me, which is fine. Like, I'm not going to hold it personal. Or they can just go in there and do it. If two people watching the cutscene, the thing is, it doesn't matter. You're missing the point here. It doesn't matter if I'm outnumbered. What matters is those players having the mentality that everybody should do that. Like, that is the problem. That's the issue. When there is a system in the game that literally allows you to do that. Why don't I play trust though? No, I do play trust, but I couldn't do the trust again because you can only do the trust once, right? Like through the story, you have to like level up your trust, right? Or did they change that? Oh, I could do it again. Duty support is unlimited. We're going to stop talking about this, man, because some of you in chat are really stupid. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at this, man. All right. I didn't know they changed it. Okay, so that was my mistake. Because trust me, if I would have known that they would have changed it, I would not have fucking queued in as Dark Knight on a pug dungeon. Dude, that was the most miserable pile of shit ever. So that's my mistake. But my point still stands. Actually, my point is strengthened now because I learned that you can do this. If I would have known you can do this, then I wouldn't have ever queued in. I just would have went in with the fucking trust, man. If you want to play your way, then you need to use the trust. That's my point. If you want to play your way and only your way, then you need to use the trust. That's it.